Yo, chat. So we have First, let's get this noise. Okay, so let me tell you what is going on. If you guys hear that noise in the video, they are doing construction, renovation upstairs on the 5th floor. I live on the 4th floor. So if you guys hear that, don't mind me. Well, 9 times out of 10, you guys are gonna be watching the video mainly. I'm gonna be quiet. So yeah, if you guys are new, hit the subscribe button. I'm almost at 600 subs. I'm at 557. So without further ado, make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe. And I want to shout out a few of my subs. Where's my phone? My phone is somewhere. Where's my phone at? Hold on, chat. Right here. I got it. So we're gonna shout out some names real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to my sub count. Shout out to Jack M4E3Y. Shout out to Takedown Star. Shout out to Yaya Friga, Laura Page, Coffee, Kiki James, Joshua Graham, Jay Canabram, Gabe's Gaming House, CJ Star Speed, Kobe, Jason on Cars, Das, OG supporter, RJ3, Jeremy, and yeah. So yeah. I have a lot of people. So without further ado, like, comment, and subscribe. It's Good Friday, and let's do it. My bad, chat. I accidentally pressed on the stop recording button. Now let's get into it. Let's do it.
This is the new Bugatti Bolide, a track-only hypercar.
Oh, I forgot the title. We are reacting to testing Bugatti's most extreme car over 200 miles per hour, the Bugatti Bolide. As a matter of fact, we are going to restart it.
This is the new Bugatti Bolide, a track-only hypercar. It's completely crazy, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it in this video. I'm even going to go for a passenger ride around Spa in Belgium. Whoa! I think it's going to be pretty intense. Now you might think this car is based on the Chiron. It's not. It's got a completely bespoke chassis created by a team called Delara. They make Formula 2 cars, and the idea is that this meets the FIA standards for Le Mans hypercars. Now crash testing for track-only hypercars is quite different than for road cars. Reason being, they have to be able to absorb much greater impacts because of the speeds that these things are actually doing out on the track.
For example, the Bolide's carbon fibre monocoque can withstand 12 tons of crushing force on its roof, and the crazy X-Wing style rear bodywork can take 6 tons of force in case you have a rear end shunt. Even the headrest supports are able to cope with 700 kilograms pushing down on them, and all these components had to be engineered from scratch exclusively for this car.
Now what is shared with the Chiron is the engine. So it's an 8-litre quad turbo. It's the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. So you've got 1600 horsepower, 1600 newton meters of torque, driving all 4 wheels via a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. It has straight cut gears. One of the things about this car is it's lighter than the Chiron. Dry weight is 1,450 kilograms. Add in fluids and a driver, you're talking 1600 kilograms. So your power to weight ratio is 1000 horsepower per ton. So it's going to be pretty quick, and we'll find out exactly how quick this thing is capable of out on the track in a moment when we fire it down the Kemmel Straight. What speed will we get to?
Bugatti says the official top speed is 236 miles an hour, which means it's actually one of the slowest modern Bugattis, but there's a very good reason for this: tyre loading. If you drive a Chiron SS at 300 miles an hour, the tyres are spinning so quickly that the rubber experiences G-forces roughly 6,000 times stronger than Earth's gravity. This means the tiny 2.5 gram valve cap is pushing against the wheel with over 10 kilograms of force. The Bolide has more than enough power to match the Chiron SS, but unlike the Chiron SS, it also generates almost 3,000 kilograms of downforce. That's about the same as a modern Formula 1 car, and this is a problem because the tyres aren't able to cope with high-speed rotational forces and a 3-ton load from all the extra downforce. It'd be like fitting the tyres from a 1-ton Volkswagen Polo to a fully loaded 3-ton Audi Q7, then blasting down the motorway at full tilt. So to keep owners safe, Bugatti has limited the Bolide's top speed to that 236 miles an hour to protect its track-focused slick tyres. To be fair, that's still more than enough for most racetracks, even ones with huge straights like Spa. But you do have to make sure you preheat the tyres to 80 degrees to ensure they're safe to use and generating maximum grip. That way, the Bolide can corner with up to 2.5 G, which is a whole G more than a Chiron can manage. The Bolide does have air conditioning. It is a Bugatti after all, but there aren't any other cooling fans anywhere on the car, not even for the radiators. Instead, it comes with removable fans that attach to the engine cover, a bit like modified leaf blowers that Formula 1 teams use to keep their cars cool during extended pit stops. But there's one more thing that Bugatti has added in case things get really hot.
You see this? This is a remote fire extinguisher, so if there's a problem, someone on the outside can pull that to put out a fire. Very loud they are!
As you can probably tell, the W16's exhaust also got a makeover. Not only is it completely unmuffled, but some parts are 3D printed using titanium and ceramics in a process Bugatti originally developed for ultra-lightweight brake calipers. These exhaust tips, for example, weigh less than 750 grams, and the rest of the drivetrain has also received a significant overhaul.
The engine has been remapped for maximum torque between 2,250 revs all the way up to 7,000 RPM. Also, it's mounted 60mm further forward than in the Chiron, plus the engine mounts are 3 times stronger.
But moving the engine isn't the only thing Bugatti did to improve weight distribution. It also replaced the Chiron's double wishbone suspension with a racing style pushrod setup. This moves the springs and dampers away from the wheels, closer to the centre of the car. As a result, the Bolide responds more quickly when you go from lock to lock, like in Spa's final chicane. And these pushrods are pretty special. They're made from 3D printed titanium and only weigh 100 grams, but they can withstand 3.5 tons of force during hard cornering and heavy braking. Speaking of which,
to cope with all that speed, the brakes aren't carbon ceramic, they're carbon, and they're the biggest brakes that Brembo have ever made. So we've got 390mm disc at front, same at the rear. Here at the front you've got 8 piston calipers and 6 piston calipers at the back, and they're built to Le Mans hypercar specs. Just look at the size of the pads on this thing.
But despite having some of the most specialised brakes of any Bugatti, there are a few things about the Bolide which are actually pretty ordinary.
The car actually comes with 2 sets of wheels, so there's the ones with the track, and there's these transport wheels, which are skinny, normal road tires, just for moving the car about. The car can run on 98 octane fuel, you know, the stuff that you can get for your normal petrol station, but out on track, you want this 110 octane race fuel. The car has a 16-gallon fuel tank, but it only averages about 2 to 3 miles per gallon out on track, which means you can do around 40 miles before you have to come in and refuel. But to be fair, by then your tyres are done.
So here we go, off out in a Bugatti Bolide.
This ball represents a cashback card that charges annual fees. Get out of here, annual fees.
Dental Life dog treats help clean teeth.
Oh my gosh, bro. Jesus Christ, bro.
This is the owner's second day with the car. He had it delivered yesterday. He's running it in, he says. We'll find out exactly what running in a Bolide is. I don't think it's going to be quite like how I run in cars, but we shall see. Now, I've been to Spa before. I've done a few track days, but I have never joined the circuit at the top of Eau Rouge. Here we go. Oh, well, it definitely feels firmer than the other Bugattis I've been in, but then I guess it's not like a Chiron at all, apart from the powertrain. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. It's getting straight into it, let's say that. So flat through the corners. Now remember, it's still quite a heavy car, 1600 kilograms with the driver. It's quite interesting just feeling it going through the corners that I've driven quite a few times in, like Porsche GT cars and stuff, but now with insane punch from that Bugatti 8-litre W16. Wow, this is my scariest corner on the entire track. Puon, just holding, go wide, then come back in. I'm always conscious of that wall. Wow, the way this grips. Whee! My goodness. Just the thrust this thing gets. Like now, as we're going to come out the corner, there, just feeding that W16. We're coming to another part of the track which is high speed, quite scary. Blanchimont, we're going to be coming around to it in a moment. And it's going to be interesting to see just how this Bugatti engine pulls here. Whoa! Got what looks like a Ferrari challenge car in front of us, and the way it just closed the gap on it then on the straight is quite insane. Oh, this is the corner. Whee! Here we go.
You notice it's quite early braking this car because of the weight and the speed that you're carrying. Oh, it's right in the curbs well. And here we go, watch this, watch this, watch this. Go on, here we go. Look at it just getting off Ferrari. I hope he's seen us, otherwise this would be an expensive collision. And now we're coming down for overage. I'm just going to say a little prayer. Whoa. So yeah, that's quite early braking because of the weight of the car. Whoa, holds really well. Oh, and then this grunt. My goodness, I'm trying to look over, see the speed, I've no idea, what's that? I hit 300. 340, I'm sorry!
340 kilometers per hour is actually 211 miles an hour, which interestingly is 1 mile an hour slower than I managed out of a Bugatti Chiron SS on the Autobahn. Anyway, the Chiron just wouldn't be as quick as the Bolide round this track. In fact, it's starting to mess with my head.
Looking away from the track has made me feel slightly disorientated. What's really strange about this is just the time between the corners is so much shorter than anything else I've ever been in on this track. It's just straight, just over so soon. And the driver's getting to stride now. I dread to think the speed going through there. Normally when you're on a track, it can hide the performance of a car, but this car just has so much power that it doesn't matter. I'm not even driving this thing right, and I'm going to need a break and a sit down after this. Oh, we've got a red flag. Right, I feel all a little bit discombobulated now. So the driver's just telling me that when we were out, the brake's got up to 650 degrees centigrade, and they need to be cooled down to 350, but we've got a red flag and we've got to go in. We need to get them down to that temperature before we go in, otherwise we'll damage them. So what temperature are we at now? That was so quick. We're talking like about 400 meters and they dropped 300 degrees. So the owner says he's only had it for a day, so he doesn't actually know the cost of it yet, but that'll come in sure enough.
But every part of a Bugatti is bound to be expensive because each car is a multi-million.
I'm gonna say the price for that probably like 5.1 million or 5.2.
£1 investment. This Bolide, for example, costs around £4.2 million after.
I was way off. I said 5.2. Damn. Or like 5 million. Damn, I was way off. $4.2 million, bro. Bro, like you can literally buy at least 100 BMWs, bro. With that money. And maybe even more, bro. That's crazy.
Tax, and Bugatti will only make 40 of them. But it's more than just a billionaire's track toy. It's also the last hurrah for Bugatti's iconic quad-turbo W16 engine, which is getting replaced by a bonkers naturally aspirated V16 in the new Tourbillon hybrid. But based on my passenger ride, that engine has a lot to live up to.
That was quite an experience, just feeling the performance of that engine. I've not been on Spa in anything like that. Just the way it build power. What an experience! Whew.
Shit. Chat, that would be all for today. I'm not gonna lie, that was a very, very nice video. Bro, like you see how fast that Bugatti picked up, bro? On that straightaway? Oh man. Bro, that was impressive. So if you guys are new, hit that subscribe button. I'm about to go get myself something to eat because I'm hungry. Without further ado, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.